The diagnosis hangs in the air, heavy and suffocating. Dr. Elias delivers the words with a practiced sympathy. His voice a calm, steady instrument in the sterile white room, life-altering terminal. A series of syllables that rewrite your future in an instant. He's an authority figure, cloaked in the trust of his profession, and his concern feels so genuine. He lays out a treatment plan, a sliver of hope wrapped in complex medical jargon and astronomical costs. The contracts are a blur of fine print, but what choice is there? You sign where he points, your hand trembling slightly. This is survival. You place your life, your body, your future in his capable hands. The treatment begins. The world shrinks to the cold press of a needle, the snake-like curl of an IV tube, the rhythmic beep of machines that are supposed to be saving you. The chemicals they pump into your veins feel like poison, a slow burn that saps your strength and leaves you hollowed out. You see your reflectioner pale, exhausted stranger with haunted eyes. Through it all, Dr. Elias is there. He watches with a detached concern, his expression a carefully constructed mask of professional empathy. He pats your shoulder, tells you these side effects are normal, that it's a sign the treatment is working. His reassurances are smooth, polished, but they start to feel thin. Days bleed into weeks, and you only get worse. The pain is a constant companion, a fire in your bones. The fatigue is a lead blanket you can't throw off. You try to explain this to him, the desperation raw in your voice. This isn't working, you say. I feel like I'm dying faster. He dismisses your fears with a placid smile and a wave of his hand. The process is difficult, he says, his tone condescendingly gentle. We must trust the science. Doubt, a small insidious seed, begins to sprout in the barren landscape of your fear. Why isn't he listening? That night, you can't sleep. The doctor's smooth, dismissive words echo in your mind. The doubt has grown into a thick, choking vine of suspicion. You have to know, under the cloak of darkness, the hospital is a different place, a labyrinth of shadows and silence. Your heart hammers against your ribs as you slip into the records room. The air is thick with the smell of paper and antiseptic. You find your file, your name a stark label on a thick manila folder. Your hands shake as you feed the pages into the copier, the whir of the machine sounding like a siren in the quiet hall. Every copied page feels like a small act of rebellion, a desperate grab for truth in a sea of lies. You take the copied files to another doctor, a stranger in an unfamiliar office. You brace yourself for more bad news, for another sympathetic but grim prognosis. The new doctor is quiet for a long time, her brow furrowed as she flips through the pages. The silence is deafening. Finally, she looks up, her eyes wide with a mixture of confusion and horror. She points to a line on a lab report, a single piece of data buried in the stack. "This number," she says, her voice low. "It's completely normal. All of your initial tests were." Then she looks at the treatment plan, at the list of potent drugs you've been taking. You dive into the digital rabbit hole, the glow of your screen illuminating your face in the dark room. You follow the money, your medical bills, the exorbitant cost of the drugs. Where did it all go? You find spreadsheets, hidden accounts, a complex web of transactions, and then you see it. Massive wire transfers. A pharmaceutical executive's name appears, linked to a shell corporation. The payments flow from that corporation directly into a private account belonging to Dr. Elias. Kickbacks, millions of dollars for every patient he put on their poison. You find security footage of a shadowy meeting in the back of a luxury restaurant, the executive sliding a briefcase across the table to your doctor. It clicks into place. This isn't just about you. You start digging for other names. Other patients of Dr. Elias who received the same diagnosis, the same life-saving treatment. You find them in online support groups, their posts filled with the same confusion and despair you felt. You reach out, one by one. You share what you found. A network of victims begins to form, a quiet army united by betrayal. They start copying their own files, gathering their own evidence. The sheer scale of the fraud is staggering. Dozens, maybe hundreds of lives ruined for the sake of greed. You see their faces on video calls, faces of fear, anger, and a desperate need for justice. The weight of their stories fuels your resolve. He won't get away with this. The reckoning needs to be public. It needs to be undeniable. You discover Dr. Elias is the keynote speaker at a major medical conference, an event where he'll be celebrated as a pioneer. It's the perfect stage. You and the other victims walk into the grand ballroom, the air buzzing with polite applause. Dr. Elias is on stage, bathed in the spotlight, a confident smile on his face as he accepts his award. He starts his speech talking about ethics, about patient care. That's your cue. You walk toward the stage, and others follow. A murmur ripples through the crowd. You project the evidence onto the massive screen behind him, the bank statements, the wire transfers, the list of victims, his name next to the pharma execs. The smiling, confident face of Dr. Elias falters. The mask shatters. His eyes dart around, looking for an escape, but he's trapped in the spotlight of his own making. There's no satisfaction in it, only a grim sense of finality. Justice has been served, but the scars remain. The world doesn't just snap back into place. Months later, the physical recovery has begun. The poison is slowly leaving your system. You're sitting in a park. The sunlight feels warm on your skin, but there's a chill that never quite leaves. The trust you once had in the world, in the people who are supposed to help, is gone. You look directly into the camera, not as a victim, but as a survivor, a witness. They tell you to trust the experts, to follow the science, to put your faith in the system. But they never tell you what to do when the system is a business, when science is for sale, and when the expert you trust most is the one holding the knife. They don't tell you that sometimes the most dangerous illness isn't the one in your body, but the one you find in the hearts of men. And for that, there is no cure. You just have to survive it.